First at 9.
Coming to you live and direct from the News First Center here in Colombo. This is News First, News at 9. I'm Ramesh Rugal.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into your stories in detail, let's now take a look at the headlines.
The headlines on News First at 9.
Court orders the arrest of 11 persons, including Mangala Samaravira. 34 suspects in custody, further remanded. A statement from Minister Vimal Weerawansa.
Brigadier Mangala Samaravira තමයි උරුදුකොටු බලකායේ ප්‍රධානී.
Vidura Vikramanayaka comments on the attack in Matara.
අර මාතර එහෙම කොහොමද පොළු අරගෙන ගිහලා ගැහුවා. ඉතින් මේවනේ අපේ දරුවන්ට දෙන ආදර්ශනේ.
All Island Private Bus Operators Federation rejects 7% fare hike. 1,000 migrants rounded up following protests in Russia.
News First at 9.
On our top story tonight, acting police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana says that Mathura magistrate issued orders today for 11 persons, including UNP parliamentarian Mangala Samaravira, to be arrested and produced before court.
SSP Ajit Rohana added that the magistrate issued this order after taking into consideration submissions made by the police in court today regarding the recent clashes in Matara.
Meanwhile, the magistrate also ordered that the 34 suspects arrested in connection with the incident be returned to remand custody until the 21st of this month.
32 of the suspects arrested in connection with the recent attack on a procession in Matara calling on UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe to step down from the leadership were produced in an identification parade in court today. The Matara magistrate also ordered that the suspects be reproduced in an identification parade on the 21st of this month. Mangala Samaravira is the one who planned this. We request that the police arrest him immediately. Arrest Sudat Chandrasekhara. Arrest these people. No matter what, they are UNPers. 2 people from my group have been remanded. 1 person was released on bail last week as he did not put a loudspeaker on our vehicle. There are 2 people. Of the 33 who are in custody, the vast majority are UNP supporters. I know Lionel Kodikara from the Matara town very well. He is a very innocent person. He has been remanded too. This was all done by Mangala Samaravira. He said he was going for a Bodhi Puja at noon. He brought these people here saying they are going to hold a Bodhi Puja.
We presented the photograph of one of the persons who remain unidentified to our viewers today.
Now, a number of our viewers were able to identify this individual. Now, can you identify these women who are connected to the clashes in Mathura?
These individuals, can you identify them? Call 0114-896-896.
Parliamentarian Mangala Samaravira says that 90% of his supporters who were arrested in connection to the attack that took place on the procession calling on Ranil Wickremesinghe to step down as UNP leader did not even have a stick in hand.
Now, he made this statement during an interview with a newspaper today.
අර ඉරටු නෙවෙයි අර ඉරටු කතාව කියලා අර කුරුඳු පොළු දැකලා තියෙනවා මෙහෙම කුරුඳු පොළු.
We have seen sticks, but we have never seen such big sticks. The poles were over 6 feet in length. A human cannot survive a blow from one of these poles. Who distributed these poles? It is the parliamentarian in question who did it.
එතකොට මේ කුරුඳු පොළු බෙදුවේ කවුද? මේ කුරුඳු පොළු බෙදුවේ මේ කියන മന്ത്രിවරයා.
Addressing an event in Kandy today, Minister of Construction, Engineering Services, Housing and Common Amenities Vimal Veeravansa also commented on the attack on the procession, calling on Ranil Wickremesinghe to step down as the UNP leader.
විරුද්ධ පක්ෂ මහන්සි වෙන්නේ දැන් වෙරදනම් කියන්නේ ආණ්ඩුවේ කුළු පොළු හමුදා.
Usually the opposition complains of government forces carrying poles. Now it is different. It is now the opposition army carrying cinnamon sticks. Usually the opposition says, let us stop the assaults of the government forces who carry poles. Now we have to say, let's stop the assaults by the opposition army. Brigadier Mangala Samaravira is heading this army.
Brigadier Mangala Samaravira තමයි කුරුඳු පොළු බලකායේ ප්‍රධානී. විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයට සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ ඉතින් ඔළුව මඤ්ඤං වෙලා කුරුඳු පොළු නෙවෙයි මහාර පොළු අර පොළු මේ පොළු අතට අරගෙන
They have to release their tension by attacking their own party members. They cannot release it in any other way because they are constantly losing.
UPFA parliamentarian Vidura Wickramanayake also expressed his views on the attack that took place on a procession in Mathura recently.
අපි ඉතින් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදීවත් ඒ වාදී වගේ දේවලුත් රැක ගන්න එපා කියන්නේ.
We need to protect democracy. Look at what took place on the streets in Mathura recently. People were clashing on the road with poles. These are the examples we give to our children. Such actions create more problems. Issues cannot be resolved by fighting on the streets. We cannot develop a country by curtailing the rights of the people. As politicians, we need to appreciate the work done by other institutions such as the media. It is the media that forms an opinion among the people. We should be grateful to media institutions like Sirasa that speaks the truth. It is Sirasa that provided a lot of help to us when the attack took place in Mathura.
Political analyst Dr. Dan Jayatilka says that Mangala Samaravira's political strategy should be clearly understood.
He made this statement during the News First Sithija program, which will be aired on our sister channel Sirasa TV tomorrow.
Mangala Samaravira mahatmaya ලිපියක් ලිව්වා. Sunday Times පුවත්පත ලිපියක් ලිව්වා. ඒක වෙන තැන්වලත් පළ වුණා.
Mangala Samaravira wrote a letter to the Sunday Times explaining why he supports Ranil Wickremesinghe. It was published in other media as well. I believe this was before the incident took place. He had stated that the UNP's current stance should change. I thought this would lead to something good, but it was not the case. What was his strategy? He said that the Tamil and Muslim vote will be a decisive one at the next election. He believed that Ranil Wickremesinghe will be able to secure the minority vote and he would also be able to obtain international support. He would then be able to topple the government and therefore should remain as the leader. First of all, this is a joke. If you look at the political history of Mangala Samaravira, he has supported the Bandar Nayakas.
අවුලට සහයෝගය දෙන සහ දුන්නු සහ මට මතකයි මොවුන්ට බණ්ඩාරනායක වරු කියලා කිව්වා. බණ්ඩාරනායක ලා නෙමෙයි බණ්ඩාරනායක වරු. බණ්ඩාරනායක වරුන්ගේ sympathy.
He was a commander in the ranks of the Bandar Nayaka family. If someone wants to create a political position for the Bandar Nayakas, whom they have served for a long time, then appointing a new leadership to the UNP and allowing it to rise up once again is not favorable. If they are to put forward a common candidate, be it male or female, or if they are to put forward a representative of this individual, a candidate with the aim of getting SLFP votes, then the UNP should not rise up as a strong party. If the party rises up with strength, then the Bandar Nayakas will not have a place. If someone wants to create such an opening, they should work to keep Ranil Wickremesinghe in his position. If the UNP is restricted to 25%, then there will be no issue in putting forward a Bandar Nayaka. This is his strategy.
UNP Southern Provincial Councillor Ashoka Dhanavansa also expressed his views on the attack that took place in Mathura.
මේ රටේ
Political parties in this country, be they in the government or waiting to come into the government, even the United National Party, need to think more about the youth. On the 5th, there was a great war in Mathura and I went there too. And my photograph was published on Sirasa, ITN and on the Maubima newspaper based on certain information, and I was identified as one of the thugs that were there. But when I spoke to all three media institutions and told them my side of the story, they served justice and gave me an opportunity to prove that I was not in the wrong. I wish to thank all three media institutions for this. When looking at footage of this attack, it is clear that there is a large group of youth who are running. I could see that the people behind this have used the youth to attack these people. They have used UNP youth to attack UNPers. The problems of the youth cannot be solved in this way. The youth must be educated on politics and a program should be introduced for the youth to achieve their aspirations. You cannot build the future of the youth by giving them clubs and polls. Thereby, we strongly condemn this act.
The Secretary of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation branch of the Jatika Sevaka Sangame says that all efforts undertaken throughout the day today to hold discussions with MP Karujaya Surya on a number of issues, including removing Ranil Wickremesinghe from the UNP leadership, were unsuccessful.
Anand Palitha added that a final request made by trade representatives to MP Karujaya Surya to meet at 7 p.m. today was also met with rejection.
The Trade Union Alliance of the United National Party waited till 7 o'clock tonight. We called Honorable MP Karujaya Surya on the telephone about 3 or 4 times, but he has failed as yet to give us the discussion he agreed to prior to this with the UNP Trade Union Alliance. Now he is telling us that he cannot give us this discussion today, nor can he give it to us tomorrow. We wish to meet him to make the proposal and request that the party leader, Sajid Premadasa and Karujaya Surya, get together by tomorrow evening and announce that Ranil Wickremesinghe would be stepping down from the leadership and that the powers of the party leader would be vested in the Leadership Council in proper fashion through the Working Committee. It is clear to us that our trade unions have taken the fore whenever the rights of the working people of this country have been taken away. When the electricity tariffs were increased and during the substandard fuel crisis, it was the trade unions that came forward. It is this alliance that asked them for discussions. It is clear to us that we are being evaded. A number of years ago, Karujaya Surya left the UNP with 17 others and commenced the downfall of the UNP, and then he alone returned. But we did not level any criticisms for this. He came back and instead of resolving the crisis in the party, he allowed for the leader to do what he wanted. Thereby, we have a clear suspicion as to whether Karujaya Surya has evaded us in order not to allow for the leader to step down and hand over powers to the Leadership Council via the Working Committee following tomorrow's meeting with the party leader. We are clearly saying that Karujaya Surya and Sajid Premadasa must tell the party leader to step down at tomorrow's meeting and to vest the powers of the leadership in the Leadership Council via the Working Committee. If he rejects this, then Karujaya Surya and Sajid Premadasa must immediately leave those talks. I wish to clearly state that after that, the Mahasangha, the trade unions and the party supporters will take the power needed to bring this party where it needs to be.
Henry Kissinger, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate and widely regarded as the pioneer in opening relations between US and China and engineering detente with the Soviet Union, served as the 56th US Secretary of State under President Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford.
Tonight on Words of Wisdom, we take a look at Kissinger's thoughts on leadership.
The task of the leader is to get his people from where they are to where they have not been. Henry Kissinger, 56th US Secretary of State.